Oh. Pozdrav, Buraz. Oh, buh. What's going on, fellas? Oh, man. Oh, traps are feeling it today. Ego lift, what's going on, man? I'm trying to learn how to fly. I don't know anything about Pokemon other than Pikachu. That's all I remember from back in the day. Nothing else, man. Why am I training with jacket and hoodie? One reason only, man. And jacket and hoodie are pretty warm. Hello, hello. Squats are dead. Who said that? Who said squats are dead? Carlos, good morning, man. How are you? On the menu today, again, bench, 3 sets of 23, I hope. Let's see how it all pans out. And then some front squats. I'm a bit sore from the deadlifts yesterday. But yeah, well, the bench should be okay. How do you say happy pride in Serbian? No idea, man. No idea. Nice finally be able to tune into a live show. Ime, what's happening? Ooh. Oof, shoulders lit up from 2 sets. All right. Oh, you're in between clients right now. Nice, man. It's nice to have back-to-back clients, man. That means you're busy. That's good. Better than the alternative, right? Four, three, one. I don't know what to say to that, man. I don't know what to say to that other than there's no way in hell that OHP is a better movement than squat. Simply no way. How many sets yesterday? I did 180 kilos for 7 sets of 5. Yeah. Yeah, it was good, felt good. Oh, much better. Everything is better than sitting at home doing nothing. Execution, what's going on, man? What's going on? We gather again. Greg, what's up, man? Spine loaded for sure, man. I believe that, Greg. Yeah, let's see how the bench is going today. They seem to be hitting sets of 3 every day. 3 sets every day now, which is really good. Really good. Just waiting for that adaptation to happen, and then the 4 sets, and then 5 sets, and so on. Just gotta put in the work every day. Oh, yesterday I just did some deadlifts. Bench and deads, front squats. 7 sets of 5 on deadlift yesterday, 180. Oh, you mean Lou raises? I've tried them. They're good. Yeah, I don't know about all that upper body, lower body squat, and all that rest of it. The reason why you can't compare overhead press to squat is because the squat uses everything, and overhead press is basically, it's different. It's not the same. Not the same load. Once you hit the sticking point, there's no fighting. You just stop. With the squat, it's an all-out battle. It's a wrestling match. You use everything. Much larger muscles involved. The shoulders are tiny compared to the big boys downstairs. With all the muscles. So it's not even the same level, man. It's completely different. Good morning, man. Yeah, Lou raises are good. Like everything has a place, man. If you're working overhead and the rest of it, I understand why you'd want to have such a huge range of motion. It all depends on the purpose. Like for me, I do the lateral raises because they feel good for the bench press. Maybe Lou raises also feel good, but right now I'm really happy with the lateral raises. So. Oh my god. I can't stop yawning. Let me wake up a bit. Jeez. Yeah, definitely. Execution, I really feel that. You can't do everything at once, that's for sure. You know, you could even like split it up into different sports. Really, the bench is a different sport. Squat and deadlifts are different sports. You can break it up into completely different things. You know, for the longest time, and I still kind of believe this. You know, if you progress the deadlift extremely, like hardcore, and all you really train is the deadlift, you know, and you get that freaking sucker up to like, let's say you double your deadlift from 150 to 300, and you don't squat at all. I would be hard pressed to believe that your squat hasn't improved. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like if your back is that bloody strong, you could deadlift 300. Your squat is probably near 200. It's probably around there without even training it, because you can always good morning that shit up. You know, you can always good morning it, and the rate limiting step is always going to be, you know, the lower back. It really just comes down to that. Yeah, you can make it pretty and squat, you know, with beautiful aesthetics. You could just heave that shit up, man. You know, so I think when all else fails, you know, if you're in doubt on what to train the lower back and the posterior chain, because that, dude, like that is the final boss, man. Literally, that is the final boss. You improve the strength on that, you can squat, you can deadlift, you can jump, you can sprint, you can do whatever you want. You know, are you gonna stay healthy in your knees and the rest of it? Probably not. If you don't have any freaking ability, you know, for squatting motion and depth and whatever. But you're probably going to be strong, you know. Yeah. Yeah, same goes for the squat. So you could probably, you know, just focus on becoming a specialist, and everything else is will follow. You know, I know Maddox, you know, Julius Maddox, the best bench presser in the world. You know, I saw him do 600 pounds squats for 7 of 10, and I thought, fucking hell, man. Like, that is extraordinary stuff. This is a big individual. The man weighs, you know, 180 kilos. He's a 400-pound man, you know. So this is a huge bear of a man. So even becoming unbelievably strong in the bench, it's going to carry over to some degree to everything. It's just, there's no way you can have a 400-pound bench and not be able to squat 2 plates. It's just one of those things, like, you know, there are tipping points there. And then you could probably say to yourself, okay, you can only squat two plates. They're just arbitrary numbers. You can only squat 2 plates as a 400-pound bencher. I would have to think that person that can squat 400 pounds, that can bench 400 pounds, is going to have an easier time going from 2 plates to 3 plates in the bench, in the squat. It's going to go up easier. It's just like you've broken the ceiling of some of these things, and it's just easier to build. So you could even break it up into sports, like I said, and just focus on one lift, and everything else which kind of follow. If your muscles could talk, what would they complain about the most? Well, I have no idea. What a question. Probably we don't sleep enough. Probably we don't sleep enough. You know, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight, though. Ooh, I'm going to sleep good. I'm tired, man. Freaking tired. The deadlift makes you freaking tired. You can just sleep day and night. You know, I got 7 hours last night. You know, that's not bad at all. But, you know, the deadlift fatigue of the rectors, hey, man, really wear you out throughout the day. You know? Man, I'm using these 5 kilo bloody weights. So good for shoulders. All right, let's lay down on this bench. Oh god, that's a bit too low. Well, I wouldn't say it's heavy deadlifts. You know, it's just a bunch of volume, which is, you know, 180 kilo deadlift is not that heavy for me. You know, I could probably bench 240 tomorrow, you know, for a single, no worries. It's just the volume, like it's a lot of work to get through, you know. Ego, I did 458 Zercher squats, ATG, no specific training since last year. You did it on a whim. Damn, that's a strong Zercher, dude. Very strong Zercher. Very, very strong. Ja sam iz Srbije, pa mogao bi reći tako nešto iz Srbije. God. Every time I lay down on the bench like this for the first time, it's such a good stretch. I could sleep all night like this. Oh man, I have to be careful I can fall asleep. Oh man. Oh man. Oh shit, scared the crap out of me. If your worst enemy train... Oh, God, these questions are whack. I don't know, dude. I love this what if, would you rather questions. We had a guy that worked with us a few years ago that would just all day tell you these stuff. I hate these questions. How long could I deadlift every day? No idea, man. No idea. Well, I've done it. I've done that probably a month ago now. I did that. Yeah, I did 60 for 50. Yep. Now, if I could do 50 reps with 100 kilos, that would be something. That would probably be a 200 kilo bench, I reckon. I reckon if you can do a weight for 50 reps, you can do double that weight. I reckon that's a fair assessment. 50 reps, you double that, you can do a single. Hey Ram, what's going on? What's the plan on deadlift? So pretty much the same, just lower repetitions. You know, work to get get 7 reps, 7 sets, and then up the weight. So yesterday I did 7 sets of 5 with 180. I'm gonna just jump to 200 and then go from 210, 220, 230, that kind of thing. It's all about the volume. In my mind, I'm like, if I can survive that volume, whatever given volume that I set my mind on, I'm gonna be better for it. I'm gonna. That's kind of my ticket forward. But I have to be able to hit 7 sets of 5, which is very hard to recover from, mind you. So when you get to the stage, when you can, you're good to go. Whew. Fucking hell, everything's sore. You know what the funny thing about deadlifts are? Is that I get a sore chest from it. And so when I do bench and deadlifts at the same time, my chest sort of also in a weird spot hurts. I think it's the intercostals, or the serratus anterior or something like that. Yeah, execution, pretty much, huh? It's the only two lifts that kind of make sense to me. Squats are weird to me. After all these repetitions, I can say it more confidently than ever. It doesn't feel natural to me, no matter what. But deadlift, that shit feels natural as. Even though I'm not built great for it, natural. Bench, I always knew if I really put my time into it, it would be the best lift. Just because I have short arms, you know, negative wingspan. So, yeah, basically, I agree with you. Can you survive the volume? Any plans for weighted pull-up goals? I know you had a goal of 30 with body weight. Yeah, I did. And all of those things that I wrote about, I still care about a lot, like 100 push-ups and 30 pull-ups and 300, 180. Like that was always, to this day, the most impressive, you know, to me at least, in training world. To get all of them at the same time is probably impossible. I think I've realized that. You know, just because if you can you know, squat 300, you're probably not going to be able to do clean pull-ups. You know, because you know you're a heavier, stocky guy. You know, so it's just it's one of those things that you know, long ago I kind of thought that was really, really awesome. Great goal, you know, very high. You know, through the sky type of goals. Wrote it down and decided to leave it on the channel. And you know, people that come first time, they kind of see what I reckon is the you know, the ceiling and the dream. And so I kind of left it in. But you know, now as the years are going on, I'm like, man, this is some elite level shit. Jumbo Plays, what's up, man? First time catching you live. Been having to watch the replays after work the past couple of weeks. Nice to see you here, man. Nice to see you here. My little guy's looking for mum. All right. Man, I am so freaking exhausted. These bloody deads shocked me. But I reckon I can get 23 reps here. The only trouble with deadlifts is I got so erected, so this motion, the arch, which you need to maintain in the bench, is kind of uncomfortable. And I've definitely lost strength in that since getting fatigued in those muscles. So this is gonna be interesting. See if I can make something of this. Fucking hell. Oh. Oh, there you go, Greg. I like that. That is really cool. Set the goals high and then still fall on something impressive. Light work. Yeah. Sure doesn't feel like light, but he moved. Why 7 sets? It's not arbitrary. I'm just extrapolating what's happening with the bench press. And it seems to me, when I can get to 7 sets of a given scheme, that I've kind of really, really conquered that scheme, that weight, and I can, linearly progress. And so then you increase something, So once you hit seven sets, then adding an 8th, a 9th, and a 10th set is less valuable than increasing the work within the set. So anything that you do 7 sets in is kind of plenty, and you can now improve or increase the difficulty per set rather than adding another set. That's certainly what I felt, with benching, and that's how I kind of got in here with bench. It just seems to me that 35 reps of work is plenty, and going beyond that is still okay, but then you start to question the difficulty of each of those sets. So in my case, I even did one day 9 bloody sets of 5. And that was the last day that I did 20s, and I went up to 23s. So now you're seeing me do 3 sets of 23. So I'm closer to, reps in reserve, closer to 0. And so once I get to 7 sets of 23, then I reckon then I can go up to sets of 26 or 27 or something like that. And at that point, I reckon I'll be very much in striking range to get 30 reps after I rest a little bit. And then once I get 30 reps, then I don't want to go to 7 sets of 30, which is absolutely fine as well. But once you cross that 30 rep range, then you've conquered the weight. So improving sets up to 7. Once you hit 7, then increase the reps per set. Once you've reached a set of 30 reps, then you've exhausted that weight. And so my aim in this thought process is to aim for bench press at least. I was hoping it could be deadlift and squats as well, but it turns out it doesn't work for that. Is to be between 20 and 30 repetitions for my working sets on bench. And there are some kind of rules that I've manufactured for myself to guide me along the way, to kind of trigger certain progressions. And so it's performance-based progression. It's not just arbitrary, time's up, time to put on weight. It's been 2 weeks, time to put on weight. Like, the fuck is that? It's just arbitrary shit. Like, you have to kind of trigger the progression. And I've always kind of been attracted to that type of progression rather than just linearly, arbitrarily slapping on shit because the time's passed. So that's kind of how I've set it up, and it's worked really well for bench press, the 20 to 30. I think the deadlift is going to be the hardest one to progress, obviously with 30s. So I've kind of decreased that to 5 to 10 reps. But I think even 10 reps is a lot for the deadlift because it's just so freaking cardiovascularly exhausting. And then the cardiovascular system becomes the rate limiting step rather than the muscle. Like with the bench press, I never feel like I'm gasping for air. And that's why I can't continue anymore. The reason why I stop on the bench press is because, the muscles can't go anymore. And that's kind of the vibe that you want. And the huge discrepancy between 5 reps and 30 reps, you know, deadlift and bench is because the muscles used are vastly different in the 2 exercises. You know, with the bench press using very small muscle groups in comparison. And so less muscle, less oxygen demand, less breathing required. And so you can kind of tailor it to that. And it kind of keeps in what other people have been saying. You know, just like I said yesterday, Dan Green's podcast that I watched on Dave Tate's show, he basically said that the bench press is mostly driven by volume and mostly driven by essentially bodybuilding. So that kind of keeps in with what I'm experiencing. Just drive the volume up on bench, make sure you can survive it. When I say survive, I'm really saying make sure you're not getting any pains and strains, and you can actually weather the volume. If you can weather certain volumes, you're ready for certain weights. So it's just about volume accumulation, volume survival. That's kind of the realization that I've had with the bench press. With the squat, no matter what the freaking volume is, if I cross the required volume to improve, pain happens in some shape or form, which is kind of the experience that I've had for a long, long time. And I've tried many different remedies for that, but you know, I've tried single leg, double leg, high bar, low bar, freaking, you know, front squat, safety squat bar, you name it. I've tried it all, and it seems like my hips get pissed off with certain volumes. For whatever reason, I've tried to work it out. But now I've kind of gone, you know what, screw the squat. I'm going to get my volume through the deadlift. The deadlift never hurts me. You know, I can get 7 sets of 5, wake up the following day, nothing hurts. Nothing freaking hurts. So that is surviving the volume. And so I can see progression of on the deadlift working quite easily because I can't get hurt. Pain is the biggest freaking bitch in all of this, man. If you continually get hurt, then you're pretty much screwed. You can't really do much about it, you know. Just gotta not get hurt. You saw the Dangrid episode? Yeah, that's right. Bigger muscles or bigger arch. That's so true. And obviously, leverages play a lot, you know, to all of this. But I'm the guy that's gifted with leverages for bench press. So my job has been to find something that I can get a lot of volume with, like a grip with. And so I think I've found it. I'm churning away at this so much. I keep thinking to myself, if I can continue doing these hardcore volume sets and continue to like smash this, I just cannot see a point in time that progression stops. What stops people is pain and strains and injury. This is feeling freaking amazing. I'm doing it every day almost, and it's feeling amazing. Oh man, that felt tough. That's it. David, the chest hypertrophy must have been pretty substantial since you discovered leg drive. Oh, David, I can't explain to you, man. yeah, I'm not one for like getting excited by hypertrophy. You know, I'm a performance guy, whatever. You know, but today I had a guy that works at the hospital pull me up and he was like, "Damn, Ivan, you've gained size on your chest." He also trains. He's like, "Man, what have you been doing, man? Like, you know, what's going on?" I'll tell him. He's like, "Yeah, man, I can see it through your shirt. Like, it's very noticeable. Chest is popping, man." So the chest is definitely increased in strength and size. Like I said to you yesterday, like I feel thicker, stronger, tougher, shoulder girdle, traps, chest, anterior deltoid. It's all just blown up. I mean, if you think about it, you know, doing sets of 20 plus reps with 100 kilos most days, that's a lot of freaking work. There's no way you're not going to respond. Mr. Howie, you started watching in 2020. Yeah. Day 2020 has come around, man. Yeah, days go by, no matter what you do. Squat every day or squat once a week, that shit is going, ticking along. No matter what you do. Eagle lift, man, that is insane to read. 180 is a dream of mine, man. That's a lot of weight, and I won't believe the day that I do it. It's going to be the first goal that I achieve on that list that I wrote on my bio on YouTube. 180 bench. It's pretty nuts. Jamie, hello. What was the spark that got you so interested in the world of strength training? Oh man. Well, I finished up basketball in my early 20s. I think it was 21 or something. I don't know, it was probably 20. I finished basketball at 20. Gave up the district basketball, you know, club basketball. Gave the coach a call. That was it. Stopped training. Stopped doing anything. I had all this free time, you know, from training all the time to training not at all. Started my nursing career soon after that. Cool. And then I started feeling a hole. Like I didn't know, I never knew a time of me not training something. And I don't know, I just kind of felt lost. Joined the gym to kind of just move, stay healthy. Occasionally, you know, like there was some very informal basketball being played socially, that kind of thing. But I wasn't training, I wasn't running, you know, staying fit or anything like that. Kind of lost interest. I was kind of hurt by the whole basketball dream failing. And then basically I started going to the gym, and I started being exposed to guys at the gym that were kind of strong. And as you do, you start to go on YouTube and you start to kind of look at, you know, how do you do this, how do you do that, blah, 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 blah. One thing led to another. I started getting exposed to Ollie lifters. You know, I started seeing Klokov, Dmitry Klokov. I was like, fuck, what a unit he is. What's this stuff? Like 200 kilos, is that really heavy? Like, how heavy is that? Oh my God, I can't even lift a freaking normal barbell like that. Like, what is going on? And then you start learning names. You know, I learned about Clarence Kennedy. My first impression of Clarence Kennedy was that he's a natural dude. I thought, shit, you can squat 310 like that? Naturally? And that's kind of where the idea came from. Seeing Clarence seemingly natural looking. You know, he doesn't freaking look like Dmitry Klokov. He doesn't look like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman. He definitely seemed natural to me with my limited experience of the space. So I thought, okay, 300 deadlift, 300 squat, that's my goal. 180 bench. I think Clarence Kennedy has done that as well. He's got a very impressive bench as well. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll work towards that. And then over the years, obviously, you get exposed to I don't know if some of these names make sense to you. Nick Wright, bodybuilding. I was watching him back in the day. What are some other names? My Rascals. Oh man, what's his name? If you like the video, make sure you like the damn video. What's his name? If you like the video, make sure you like the damn video. My Rascals. What's his name? Canadian dude. Some of you guys will know it. Anyway, I watched him. I watched all the guys, like all the bodybuilding dudes. I watched everyone. Like I remember Rich Piana, like C.T. Fletcher. I'm probably showing my age here. Omar Isov. Thank you so much, Greg. Oh my God, I can't believe I've forgotten his name. I've not seen a video of his in a while. Max Channing. I've forgotten all these names. I remember watching the two dudes. One of them has died since on an overdose. The deadlift guys. Two dudes. They're like half Latino, half American. What are their names, man? One of them died. Garrett Fear. No, not Garrett Fear. I've watched Garrett Fear, but Garrett. I can't think of it. Hey, Anthony. Nice, Anthony. Good stuff. Hoget's Bros. It wasn't Hoget's Bros. It was. Oh my God. The guy made a 700 pound video deadlift. They're out of like New Mexico, like Mexico border. Garrett Gonzalez. He's a guy. I think he died in an overdose. He started his own gym. They had a big fallout, him and his partner. Anyway, I was listening. I was watching a lot of them. This is all kind of like 2015, 16 YouTube. All that stuff. Anyway, just slowly, I kind of getting hooked on the weight training, and then kind of sucked me in more and more. The training became more and more fun. It was kind of like a personal challenge. Could I get to 200 kilo deadlift? It's just once the iron bug bites you, man, it's an addiction. Like basketball, I've replaced weightlifting training. Oh, Jane's son, Reedy, what's going on, man? That's amazing. You're on here. How are you, Reedy? Did you have basketball today, Reed? What's today, Friday? Did you play or do you play tomorrow morning? You must play tomorrow morning. Nice haircut. Well, thank you, man. Oh, you didn't play today. Pull down being the absolute best bicep exercise in the world. Thoughts on Mike Mentz's statement about the close grip, palms up, pull down. I thought you were going to say the best lat workout because you are fully extending the lat in a supinated grip. I thought you were going to say it was going to be the best lat. I know Dorian Yates believes that. Reedy, you got tomorrow basketball. Hope you beat him, man. Hope you win. Remember, always work on the left handle, man. Left hand dribble is the thing that kept me away from many points because I couldn't go left. I was all right, Reedy. So just work on the left handle. Do all the drills like Steph Curry and all them. Work on the left handle. And the court will open up for you if you develop that left hand. Ethan's here. What's up, man? Yeah, just Ethan, I definitely felt like that as well when I started doing the sets of 20 on squats, but it's so freaking hard to progress, man. It's, you know, it's very, very hard to progress. It's a world of hurt, and that always is going to be a barrier. So I don't know if sets of 20 is the way to go. I'm kind of thinking more sets of 10 on squat and maybe sets of 5 on bench or on deadlift. I'm feeling kind of that's the best way to go about it. But you know, you run the 20s, man. Maybe you have a different experience. If you're kind of more built for squats, maybe you'll be able to survive that quite well. All good, Reedy. Good to see you here, buddy. All right, so let me see if I can get a set of 23 here. Set number 2 was tough. Very, very tough, to say the least. Let's see if I can get it. Oh. That's 3 sets of 23. That was another tough set. My upper back gave on that one. Right shoulder started doing this. That means upper back failed. Kind of makes sense because my erectors are fried. No, 7, what's up, man? Your name, good job, man. Keep on doing it. Yeah, Anthony, that was a great podcast. Anytime you get to listen to a guy like that who is freely giving you advice, and somebody that is so experienced as him, it's so valuable, man. I'll listen to everything from start to finish. Lots of value there, man. Dave is definitely from Westside Barbell, absolutely. 907, that's it. Appreciate you, your name. Jesus loves you all. Faith growing, appreciate it, man. Have I ever shot a firearm? No. Yeah, it was fast. I agree, but I really tried to give it everything in this set because I was expecting failure towards the end. And right at the end, my left shoulder started giving out. It's good, man. It's good. I'll take days like this for sure. Thanks, Reedy. Thank you, buddy. All right, boys. There's the bench portion done. Now it's time to do the real shit. The squatting. Oh, man. Oh. Ethan, it doesn't sound believable to me. If you said 160, I really, really, really want to believe the 160 is here, and I'm quietly confident. But confidence means nothing until you put the weight on your hands. You know, for me, it's always been like, I don't want to die on some of these PR attempts. I want to have clean PRs. And whether I set PRs or not, it makes no difference to me. Like, I just want to know that I'm progressing and all the other stuff. So the 100 kilos, like I said, you know, previously, you know, 100 kilos is for life for me. That's my working weight for life. You know, if you can absolutely devour 100 kilos for 30 reps, multiple sets for it, there's no way in hell you're not going to be able to hit 160, 170. That's just the way I think about it, man. Like, you don't have to stress yourself about these singles. Nah, dude. Work on 20s, 25s, 30s. That's what the work is. And I truly believe that. So even if I don't test anything, you know, for the next 6 months, I know if I can get 5 sets of 30 with 100 kilos, there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, the 1RM is going up. You just cannot tolerate that much weight without getting stronger at the top. So that's kind of how I think about it. But obviously, it's all different. Let me put this down. Whew. Oh man, that back is fried. All right, a bit of front squats. Yeah, you can spot on. Miloš Sarvic, I don't know who that is. Cam, appreciate that, man. Miz, my man, thank you. Great to have you here. Have you ever done bazooka squats with the barbell is loaded on one shoulder and unilaterally? Never. I've never even seen that being done, man. That is one interesting idea. Ah, interesting, very interesting. Oh. No idea, Tony. Camilla, I'm from South Australia. Tony, I don't track macros at all. There you go, Milos. Okay, I'll look him up. Maybe I've seen him, but I didn't realize he was Serbian. Oh, Ethan, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. Yeah. It's definitely calmed me as an individual, probably the biggest thing that comes to mind. You know, no matter who you are, the weights beat you down. You know what I mean? And when you have a boss like that beats you down on a daily like that, you just become chilled. You know, you found some force that is stronger than you. At least when you're young, you think you're unstoppable, but then you load up a barbell and it kicks your ass and you're like, okay, I found my match. Is it worth hiring a coach to get to the next level of strength? It depends on what you're after here. If you're after the next level at all costs, for sure. More minds on the job, better. Without a doubt. For me, like, this is a lonely endeavor. This is a personal endeavor, and I'll get a lot more out of it if I do it on my own terms and my own way and make my own mistakes. Just makes me feel like that's the path I want to take. Yeah. Never crossed my mind to get a coach. Pure aesthetic. What do you personally think? My best body part. Probably my arms. My arms are always been full. My arms have always kind of been full, like upper arms, biceps and triceps. That's probably the most best, I think. And then the worst, probably traps. I don't like the way my traps look. I don't like my traps at all. Man, I'm exhausted. You know when you're tired, when even halfway through the workout you feel exhausted after a full warm-up. Milos Sadchev. Okay. Carlos, I'll look him up. Don't you have days where you feel generally beat up? You better take a day or two off. Like today, Sensei. I feel very tired today. And I'm taking it easier. So just bench and front squat singles. That's it. And then tomorrow I'll chill again. Same session as today, and I'll just let it bleed off. It's fine. Trapezius is what straps. Oh, lemon lime. That's the best compliment you can get in squats, for me at least. An elevator up and down. I've always wanted to lift like that. Catch you later, Ethan. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I feel exhausted execution. I think today is going to be 1:30 and that's it. I'm feeling it big time. Yeah, I've done a 10 rep max, I think. I think I've done it with 120, 10 reps. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. Man, deadlifts did a number on me. Put this down for a sec. And that's the end of that. No more. It might be. It might be. I mean, eventually, I think the 7 sets will slow down, and I might have to alter it or whatever. But I think that the reason why I think 7 sets is okay is because it's so high repetition. 7 sets of 3 will be a lot. When you're dealing with 90% weights and stuff like that. But like you're dealing with, very light weights in comparison. When you're dealing with sets of 20 to 30, these are very light weights relatively speaking, and so that's the reason why I've chosen that. It's fun hobby, just enjoy the process. All these powerlifting coaches charge an arm and a leg. Do you think of deadlift every day? The deadlift every day has crossed my mind many times over, like throughout the journey, especially on days where I've had really, really tough going with squats. I've kind of thought, shit, man, I just want to let go of this. But something has always kind of kept me close to squats because, after all this time, I think the relief of finally mastering squats would be incredible. If I overcome and work out certain things and it makes squats feel like bench press feels, that would be freaking amazing. But the deadlift is probably the thing that's most natural to me. That's kind of why I think what I'm doing right now with focusing basically all of my lower body volume on the deadlift, I really want to give that a go now and see how that feels. To do a movement that I can go as hard as I possibly can without any pain coming out of it. That is a very interesting prospect to me and a very interesting idea. So I really want to entertain that. With squats, like I've said many, many times over, man, the reason why I started squatting every day and interested in squats is because they are so freaking hard for me, man. Like, when people first discover the channel, they're like, oh, here's a master of squats. Not at all. Here is a guy that wants to master the squats, but he's not a master. It's so freaking unnatural for me. I'm always feeling like I'm tipping and falling and whatnot. With deadlifts, dude, that shit feels so natural to me. So natural to me. And just like bench, I've always felt like if I just really sunk in all of my energy into the deadlift and the bench, they will go up. But I was so resilient, so hard-headed to be like, no, bench first, bench first, bench first. And now I've kind of gone to a stage where I'm like, nah, the bench, for whatever reason, is not tolerating a lot of volume. And I've tried many, many different approaches, as you guys know, that I've followed for a long time. Now it's, let me sink in the volume in the stuff that makes sense and that my body wants to do. And then maybe through that process, I'm just saying maybe that is gonna open up something with the squat. Maybe the bench is gonna progress and it's gonna add something to my upper body, right? Maybe the traps, maybe the lats, maybe just shit. If you can get to 180 kilo bench press, you must have some sort of strength in your upper back and chest and just the whole shoulder girdle, right? And so maybe that untaps something for the squat. Maybe the deadlift, you know, after doing shit ton of volume and I really chase the 300 kilo squat and I really get after that, maybe that does something to the squat. You know, maybe there's something there that cannot be addressed with simply squatting. You need to do something else. So that's kind of how I think about some of these things. It's you know, do you always have to, you know, go through the front door and attack the enemy through the front door, or can you just take a flank and attack them from the flank? That's kind of what I'm thinking. In terms of recovery, when have you, Sensei, one of these slower days, do you still set a goal or just train based on your feeling until you get to a workout where you feel recovered? Yeah, basically, Sensei, it's kind of like that. It's, you know, so today I came in and I was like, I would love to get 3 sets of 23 on bench. But if the first set is an absolute grinder and I barely get the first set to 23, done. Back up, done. And then I move on to the front squat. Yesterday and the day before I hit 150 on the front squat. Today 130 felt like, stop it there, move on. And so I let my performance dictate my sober performance. I'm not caffeinated, I'm not growing crazy, there's no music. So I let my sober performance dictate what the level of the session is going to be. Patrick, any thoughts on doing more cardio? Have you tried max push-ups? I've tried max push-ups. It's on the channel. You can look it up. I've done several stints on that. You can see how I did that. Do you ever keep up to date with the rotator cuff for benching lately? Shoulders have felt fine because I warm up every single day for 30 minutes before I load the weight on the bench. So I have no doubt in my mind that if I went in and benched cold, that would really, really screw me over. So I don't do that. You know, I respect the bench. That is not something you mess around with. So I kind of do prehab with it. Told you, Eric, hello. Execution, maybe one could get back to low bar on back squat by keeping a normal stance. Not sure you've tried it. I don't think I've tried that. Normal stance, low bar. Yeah, I've not tried that, so I don't know how that would feel. Sensei, if Ivan is not a master of squats, then I'm screwed. There's guys that have put way more less effort than me on squats and that are better. So I'm master only through effort, not so much performance or showing the results. Let's say it that way. Andre, good to see you too, man. Glad to see you here. Yeah, beating your head on your weakness too much is detrimental overall. Oh, without a doubt. Deadlift every day, very hard to recover. Oh, yeah, for sure. Miz, that is absolutely for sure. Alice, hello. I remember you from yesterday, for sure. What's up, Ivan? What's the topic? Is this a lifting channel? Yes, it is a lifting channel. I've just finished the workout and just chatting with the fellas before I head off. Rasmus says, Anderson, do you see the video Olivia Reeves squatting 182 for 10. Incredible at 72. No, I haven't seen that. No. What do you think about veganism? Well, I don't think much of it at all. It's a preference. People make decisions what they think, and all the best to them. Will you ever consider coaching yourself? I'd love to one day. I think I've always coached. You know, I coach a school basketball team. I used to coach at the club level as well. I'm coaching my kids basketball. You're always teaching. You know, no matter what field you are. You know, in nursing, I'm coaching. I'm teaching. No matter what you are, when you get any sort of point in your life, you will always have somebody to teach something to. Will I have enough time and energy to train others? I think the biggest thing that scares me away from coaching is dealing with people that are not as passionate about this as me. I think that would really annoy me. Because a coach can give you the freaking blueprint to superstardom. If that person doesn't follow the rules and the ideas, then it's not going to work. And then what do you do with that? What do you do with that? So like poor results, the coach is shit. There's a lot to it. Maybe the glutes, Lemon says, maybe the glutes and lower back gains of the deadlift adds to squat max. I wonder about what Mitchell Hooper said, deadlift for a bigger squat. Yeah, dude, what Mitchell Hooper said to me those years ago on that live has resonated through me on and off since then, basically. And now I'm kind of living that recommendation fully. And I'm intrigued to see if it's going to pan out for me like that. Greg, I personally feel the same way you do about squats, but for bench, every pound I gained on my bench has always been a war. Greg, I don't know what your approach has been on bench. Bench takes a lot of freaking frequency and a lot of volume. Obviously, if you're doing sets of 5, you can't do a lot of volume with that. Your joints will scream. Everything will fall apart. So try high reps. Try high reps. Try super high reps and just see what happens. Deadlift season is here. Let's go. Execution. Oh yeah, for a short time. I taught the piano. Too many people who aren't serious about it. It's just depressing. There you go. Yeah, this is the thing. When you're talking about something that you're really, really passionate about, and you're in a professional relationship with somebody, and they are far-assing around, and you are passionate about the topic, and they're just screwing around, that would drive me insane. So, I think coaching personally somebody, like if somebody was to come and I coach them while we train, that is much more doable for me than online coaching or something like that. Or, yeah, I don't know. Interesting thought. Right now I'm doing maximum efforts on tens for my bench. Okay. Nice, Greg. Very impressive. Very good bench. And what are you working with? What weight are you working with the tens? $130 for sets of 10. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know if I could get 10 reps at 130. I don't know. I'm just imagining now 130 in my hands and doing it for set of 10. Maybe I can do something like this. You know, 130 or 140 for like a max reps to see what's up. Oh, execution. That's a great idea, man. Oh my goodness. I would definitely stop at. So what's halfway? Halfway is 100 kilos for 12. I can do that. 110 kilos for 11. I can do that. 120 kilos for 10. I reckon I could do that. 130 kilos for a set of 9. I don't know. And then 140 for a set of 8. Definitely I couldn't. No way. Miz, thank you, man. Definitely, I would. I really want a new PB by the end of the year. For the bench, for sure. For the bench, for sure. I mean, I've already hit 155 on the bench, so I've done one PR at least for the year. But I reckon there'll be a few more PRs on the bench. Maybe 160 and then 165. I'm hopeful. Sabo Ada, what's up, man? You get your high rep journey, but then I see Olivia Reeves doing 1-2 for 10, or Toshiki, little student, doing 230 for 5. And you and I both have way more muscle mass than them. Yeah, what do you say for that? I need to go see this chick doing this. I want to see this Olivia Reeves. 182 for 10. And I bet she's tiny. Oh, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm falling asleep. Appreciate you guys like always. Tomorrow, I'm going to do an earlier session. So probably 14 hours from now, I will do another session. 14 hours. Yeah, something like that. 15 hours. Oh, no. Tomorrow Pacers are playing at 10. So I'm probably going to do a session at 1 o'clock p.m. Adelaide time. So tomorrow is going to be so how many hours is that? 15 hours from now? 16 hours from now, I'll do a session. Yeah, 16 hours from now, I'll do another session. I'll go to work after that, so I'll have to do an earlier session. And I'm going to try a bench. I don't know how to go, but yeah, I need a good night's sleep, and then we'll go from there. Appreciate you, fellas. You guys are legends. Always hanging out with me, chilling with me. Much appreciated. Miz, you're a legend. Thank you for keeping the chat nice and good. Like always. SH, appreciate you, man. Execution, legend. Lemon, you're a legend. All of you fellas. Greg, legend. You guys really make these training sessions good. Boris, of course, a legend. I'll catch you guys on the other side of the sleep. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.